Back to McMullen, we had submitted it to every distribution company, agent, and film festival, and got nothing but rejection letters. And the day that I got the rejection letter from the Hamptons Film Festival, I'm from Long Island, the movie's set on Long Island, and then we get rejected from the Hamptons Festival. So needless to say, I was pretty pissed off, and my old man takes me out for a drink at the White Horse Tavern, and I'm pissing and moaning about my career and what a failure this film is. And my dad, he says, whoa.
Wait. Contextualize a little bit, because your career at that point was, yes, you had made this $25,000
I believe
feature,
it was a career.
but you were a PA on Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah. And I was complaining about that because I'd been a PA for 4 years, which is about 2 years too long. But anyhow, he says, I gotta ask you a question. When you finished the film, you told me that the 12 days of shooting, we shot 12 days over the course of 8 months, were the 12 greatest days of your life. And I said, yeah. And he goes, all right, so did you make this film because you want to go out to Hollywood and become rich and famous, and you want to go to parties and chase girls? Or did you make this film because you have something you need to say? And that's why you decided to sit down and write this very personal film. I said, obviously, the latter. He goes, well, do me a favor and shut the fuck up and stop complaining and sit down and write another screenplay, and we'll figure out a way to find another $25,000. And in 2 or 3 years, you're gonna get another 12 days.
Christmas time, but mom subscribe. Got me most of what I want and how to do it, mom. She got me toys, I would play with them. I'm all by myself, white by himself. Got 2 older brothers, independent older sister, but they all in the city. What? Alright. Keep your hands up, yeah, to make your mind up. Where we are. Be that man on the floor. I'm that man on the floor. I'ma do what I do, so do you. I'll be roasting with my heart and I'll brew my heart. What? I'm that man on the floor. That's right. I'm on the floor. Yeah. Let's make do. Yo, Chip, let them know one time, man. I'm a cold young Midwest Cleveland representative. My bitch will take your bitch home with her. So hot and cold, but never lukewarm. The niggas always talking about what they can do for them. Prince, King, Royal Penis, stay clean. All the shit I seen, you can only.
Linear TV only has limited shelf space, right? You only can program so many hours a day on a linear TV network. And what broadband is able to do is, we can take games 1 through 16 for college football and put them on ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPNU. And now we take games 16 to 50 and put them on ESPN3, and it's incremental content than what you would see on your television. So when we look at second screen, we look at things as, do you want to go deeper into what you're watching on television right now? Do you want to do something else? If you want to do something else, what is that? It can be checking scores, checking fantasy. It also can be watching another game. And so ESPN3 has allowed us to do that, providing other games to people, to fans, while they're watching something on the primary screen. You can watch 4 games on ESPN3. So that's how we look at it. And we look at second screen. It's been a thing where, I think now we have a fancier name for it now, a second screen companion. But if you kind of look over time, sports lends itself, live sports lends itself to this type of activity.
And she's controlling this from her phone over here. Okay. And he's controlling it from his phone right here. Again, more. Listen to the sound coming out of this one. I don't know, kind of close. It's got the whole floor dancing.
Or anything like that, and then it's the best way to hold it. It may look like a phone, but then like the form factor we made it just so that it's easy to use.
Okay.
I'll set it here for you.
This is a waterproof,
Yeah.
and you see the casing on here.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then one of the good thing about it is it has the USB arm here.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it has the
I like that
really
one.
good water sealing, so it won't have water going in. But then you also have like very convenient thing with it, so you don't need to worry about bringing the cable with you when you're going on vacation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then my other question is everything inside, or can you put a chip in there?
You can put SD card, and it also has some internal memory.
Okay.
And I want to show you a video, so I'll just go up to a video.
Now what she's doing is she's projecting an image from her phone using the iPico, a handheld projector. Okay, so this is a charging
Volt?
It's a charging vault.
That's what we call it.
Okay, it's a charging vault.
But the general term is external power bank. Yeah.
But you guys call it a charging vault, and you charge it up at home, and then when you're out in the street like I am and your phone dies, you can just plug it into your charging vault, and you have all of the energy you need to continue your day.
There's on demand, and then there's we've announced Stars Play, which is like HBO Go. It's not, and then once it gets to the distribution onto iPhones, iPads, that's my group. We've sort of gone around that by we don't distribute directly to the consumer. We distribute through the iTunes of the world, so it's really sort of their problem. We just deliver the format that they can make into every other format. But in terms of other content to support that content, yeah, we struggle with, we just created an application for Xbox called, I think it's just called Manga. We have a huge anime catalog, and it's an ad-supported app. You can go onto Xbox, you download it, every week we update it with new content, some exclusive, some premiere, a lot of other stuff. Well, now they're coming out with Windows 8. And in order to do that, it's a completely separate application. And they come to us and they say, oh great, now make this application. And we just looked at them and said, we're still trying to recoup the cost of this application. So to be fair, I think we've sort of taken the perspective of, we're going to stay one step behind. We're going to be a little bit of the follower, because it's not where our money is being made primarily. It's really designed to support the other models. Now, that could change. And then we're going to have to, get in the forefront. But maybe that's an opportunity for some company to create a way to create every format and style. You just present them to something and it can go everywhere.
Actually, we do that.
Another impact I would like to stress is China. China was expected to grow consistently. We observed that China did not reach any growth rate in 2011, is not expected to reach growth in 2012. Reasons are mobile phones, but what we observe is a strongest share of compact system cameras and SLR cameras in the whole world, even higher than in Japan. So what we see is there's a high trading up of the population to higher value products. On the other hand, the compact camera in the average price are 50% higher than across the whole world. I think these are important impacts we should discuss later on as well. Yeah, what we recognize overall in the competition of digital cameras and mobile imaging is a lack of different features, which was quite often discussed today, and we come to this certainly in further discussions within this group. Thank you.
Obviously a huge key. So Baba, obviously as a production company and when you start looking at where you're going with your second screen experience, I mean, what challenges are you facing when you're trying to integrate these second screen experiences for your shows, and also explain a couple of the shows that you guys do so they know exactly who Endemol is.
Sure, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Endemol is behind Big Brother, Deal or No Deal, Fear Factor, Wipeout. Big Brother is kind of like the flagship, marquee brand company was built on, basically. Yeah, we face a lot of challenges internally and externally. I mean, for one, generally speaking, for our shows, the networks control the rights for second screen activity. So we're trying to add a second screen companion app or something like that to a show. It's not without the consent approval from the network. And then let's talk about funding too. I mean, generally speaking, we don't fund anything out of our group that isn't monetizable. And to date, I mean, the primary means of monetizing a lot of these second screen experiences is through ads, also controlled by the network. So it's pretty challenging to get second screen experiences slapped onto an existing show. To combat that, I think, I agree wholeheartedly with what Jake was just saying. I think the interesting thing is how does this new technology inform more compelling formats? How does that change what we do and allow us to do something, create more compelling experiences that actually bring people back in from Facebook, Twitter, email, whatever they're doing on that second screen into the show programming. That also helps us when we're actually going out and pitching and selling shows to the networks. If it's baked into the format inherently as part of the show, we can kind of get it through that way.
I mean, are you challenged with upselling these second screen experiences? I mean, we heard from Bruce obviously talking about his companion truck for live streaming of live sporting events, right? I mean, is this something where you're going there and people are just like, no, not in the budget, not this year? I mean, what are those challenges that you're facing?
Yeah, it's tough. It's very tough internally, quite frankly. I mean, our TV development folks are busy building TV shows, developing TV shows, and it's our responsibility to keep a pulse on what's coming out of, validating technology and then evangelizing that, and being kind of socializing that internally. So for one, it's just kind of like a knowledge issue, educating them. The other thing is, it's sort of a catch-22. I mean, to date, we internationally, one of our shows, Million Dollar Money Drop, we have a live play-along experience where, at best, maybe somewhere between 10 and 50% of the people at home watching the show have interacted with the show concurrently with this live play-along. But off the heels of that success, the show's it's been sold into many other territories with this play-along experience already prepackaged. But internally, a 10 to 14, 15% engagement number doesn't really make many people really excited. So it's like, without the precedent for really high engagement, it's kind of hard to sell internally. I mean, for me, that's like the exact reason why we should be doing it, is to start iterating now and figure out what does work so that we can lead in that space.
I think